And Meyer Lansky and Doc Stacher said to me, son, we need to talk to you. All right. We're going to go to the corner of the hotel lobby where nobody's here. So we need to talk to you privately. So we go over there and sure enough, sit down. Tell us about Mr. Katina. He was locked up at that time for refusing to testify to grand jury. Your listeners can find all of this. He was at Yardsville.
Yeah.
He was locked up for refusing to testify to grand jury with 19 other hoodlums, or gangsters, or mobsters, for refusing after they were granted immunity.
Wow.
And Mr. Katina told the grand jury, you're going to have to pull me out of here dead because I will never tell you a single thing. And sure enough, Mr. Katina did well over 5 years for refusal to testify grand jury.
Wow.
So I explained to Mr. Lansky and to Mr. Stacher exactly what the legal status of the case was. And okay, Mr. Lansky stood up, shook my hand, and he said, son, it was really, really nice meeting you. And he left. And that was it. I never heard from Mr. Lansky again. However, putting the pieces together over the many years, sometimes in life, we don't understand who we are, what part we play, and so forth and so forth. But Mr. Stacher, the next day, he said to me, son, do you have any money on you? I says, yeah. How much you got? I said, well, I just collected $5,700. He says, give me the money. Go home, see your father's partner. See Abe Green. He'll give you the money. I go home. Long story short, I go to see the old man and he says to me, come back on Monday, and make it short, sweet, and right to the point. There was no money waiting for me. I said, no money. But Doc told me, he says, get out of here. Now, this was my father's best friend. Now, when you're part of Cosa Nostra, or you're part of Kosher Nostra or Cosa Nostra, you better just keep your mouth shut and follow orders. Turns out that that order didn't come from Mr. Green, who told me he couldn't give me the money. The order came from Jerry Katina, who was at Yardsville. Mr. Katina made a decision, a unilateral decision, that no money will be sent anymore to Mr. Stacher from the rake-off out of Vegas.
Why?
I'll give you when I find out where Mr. Katina is buried, I'll give you his address. You go to the grave and you'll ask him that question.
Good answer.
In reality, once Mr. Zwillman died, February 1959, once Mr. Lansky was no longer in the United States of America in charge of distributing the rake-off, unofficially, the king of the Jews was not a Jew. It was Jerry Katina.
Interesting.
Mr. Katina, all of the members, the Jewish members, all the Jewish mobsters were originally connected with Meyer Lansky, who was connected with Lucky Luciano, who was really the father of the Genovese crime family.
Yeah.
Most of the Jews answered to the Genovese people.
Interesting.